So today we're going to be working on playing Black Panther Leadership versus Ultron, one of the harder bad guys on solo. So we're going to see what we can make happen. So I'm going to put up the deck list for a minute here while I'm doing my finishing touches on getting the stream set up. And then that way, if people have any questions, they can just go ahead and ask right in the chat. And then we're going to get in. And we're going to play Black Panther versus Ultron. Let me know if things are coming through as grainy or not visible, but you can't get on the playmat. Get. Hey, Sean, how's it going? So let me do some final shuffles here. You can sit right there, buddy. Why don't you sit right there? So this is what I'm dealing with here. Thus far, I haven't done much of my own deck building. I've been focused primarily on taking other people's decks and maybe changing like a card or two rather than really digging in. I've now played every champion at least once. I have not played leadership before, so this is going to be my first try at leadership. I'm hoping with the additional heroes, or and the additional allies and heroes on the board, I'll be able to deal with all of Ultron's drones a little bit better. So this is what I have set up at the table. Let me know how the table looks. I've also rebuilt my card pool so that it should work. Let me see if I can get it to work. Oh, is it going to do the thing where it's going to lag out too much on the laptop? Which happens sometimes. Yeah. The card pool, for whatever reason, doesn't like working on my laptop. There we go. But yeah, so that way you can see what card I'm playing a little bit easier. Well, I think probably one of the best of the Black Panther upgrades to start with is probably the suit, right? Let's take a look. Well, let's take a look, shall we? Let's go back to the deck real quick and let's talk about it. So I think probably the suit's pretty good. I think probably the energy daggers in this matchup is going to be what I'm going to be needing the most, right? That's what I'm thinking. But yeah, we're going to give it a go, and we're going to see what we can make happen. All right, so let's shuffle up and we'll get started. Ultron starts with 17 hit points, and also has this neat, very easy to fulfill Crimson Cowl main scheme. When revealed, each player puts the top card of into play as a drone minion. So at the start of the game, I'm going to have a drone minion that's going to have 1 health and 1 scheme engaged with me. There we go. Can everyone see the card? Okay, is that big enough for the card to be able to be read? So I start with a drone in play, and then I'm going to use T'Challa's setup ability to get the daggers. I think the daggers is the right call. Alright, so yeah, that was off of T'Challa's main ability, which is, he has a setup ability. Which enables him to search for a Black Panther upgrade and play it. So people are suggesting that one of the cards that I should try to start with, especially against Ultron, is good old Jeremy Renner himself, Hawkeye, who's an incredibly strong ally that's going to do damage to the Ultron drones right as they come into play. So let's see how it goes. I'm just trying to constantly do upgrades to improve the quality of the stream for everybody watching. Let people know that there's somebody kind of streaming solo games, figuring things out rather than just spoiling stuff and, you know, doing like big promotional streams. This is the same way I used to do my stuff for Netrunner, where I would just bring people in for testing and a little bit more of organic games. This hand seems fine. I have a Vibranium. I have the Triskelion. I have this, but I need. So we're gonna keep the Vibranium suit, obviously. I'm gonna keep the energy in the Vibranium, and I'm gonna get rid of the other 3 cards as part of my mulligan, and hope to get Hawkeye. And I don't get it, but I do get a Wakanda Forever in an emergency. So then from here, we're gonna take. So this is engaged with me as a bad guy. So I'll put a little dude on that. Yeah, it's in my hand. Oh, it's the very last step? Right, so I could have drawn that one, the daggers, organically. And then if that's the case, I could have gone and gotten something else. That makes sense. Hey, Thomas. Thomas is my playing partner. Oh, I forgot to get my coffee. Give me 1 second. So, the thing that we searched for is the daggers. So, that's what we're working with. Coffee Stream 2019. All right. So, opening hand time. So, I definitely want to get the daggers down. So, let's get that down using the Vibranium, which I won't bring up on screen because it just simply gives me the 2 wild resources. It's a good card. I think the next thing that we're going to need is the Tactical Genius. Why is it not changing the cards? Come on. There it is. So the Tactical Genius is also going to go in play on T'Challa. That's going to cost me 2, which I'm going to use this energy card to make that happen. You know what I need? Real quick. Oh, I'll program it later. I just need a refresh button. I think it's having a refresh issue. Okay. So I have a Wakanda Forever in my hand. So do I keep setting up and let him scheme and then use the emergency? Or do I try to get more stuff down and ditch the Wakanda Forever to get the vibranium suit down? I feel like... And my power on the other side is that I do damage back to people who hurt me. So this drone would attack me and then immediately die. I think we're going to have another setup turn, but then we will flip. So we're going to use 2. So I'm going to ditch a Wakanda Forever in an emergency to get down the vibranium suit. So 3 Black Panther upgrades. Yes, this game is fully co-op. So we've got the vibranium suit down now. Yeah, I gotta make a new button real quick. So yeah, because that'll allow me to refresh quickly, so that I can make sure the right card is showing. Give me 1 second. I'm having an issue where since when I stream on my laptop instead of my main gaming computer, everything's slowed down enough that the button push system gets a little bogged down. All right. All right, so now I'm going to flip to the Black Panther side. And then I am going to attack for 2 against Ultron, which reduces his health from 17 to 15. Okay. So then at the end, I ready everything. I draw up to my max hand size, which is 5 cards. I do have a Hawkeye in my hand now, so that's exciting. And now we're going to go into the attack phase. So, first things first, Ultron on his main scheme gets 1 card per person in the game, so that's just 1 for me. So the threat goes up by 1. I'm in my normal Black Panther form now. So that means that he attacks me. So there's a little star. Forced response. If Ultron attacks you, you either place 1 threat on the main scheme or you put the top card of your deck. Okay, so we're going to just take the drone. Does the drone attack now or later? Because it wasn't in play at the start of the attack phase. It doesn't attack now, right? Oh, actually, this would be the attack card. Alright, so he attacks me. There's a boost. You can either spend... Gosh. Alright, so I will play a lead from the front to stop the boost effect of this card from giving me an extra minion. And then, do I want to just defend? Because I can still Wakanda Forever even if I can't attack. So I think I might defend here. So Ultron does no damage to me, but he does put a new drone into play, which won't attack me, I believe, because it wasn't in play at the start of this phase. This is going to attack me and do 1 damage, so I'm going to lose 1 health. Oh, I should probably get my dials out, huh? So he has 15. I have 10. Yeah, we'll do it like that for now. And then when I get hurt, he also gets hurt. So he loses a hit point. And because it's everybody. Yeah. And then this minion gets destroyed. And the forced reaction for the drones is that when they're destroyed, they go back into my card as... So Loco, one of the reasons to transform into your alter ego is whether or not you're a hero or alter ego affects whether or not the way the villain is going to affect you is going to be damage or whether or not it's going to be threat. So a lot of times people will switch to their alter ego when they want to heal their characters or do a setup turn, or when they can manage this more than they can manage damage. And people might go into their hero form when they can manage the damage better than the threat. I hope that makes sense. So there was no scheming here. This new drone is still in play. And now I defended, so that stays tapped. And now we're on to my next turn. I did lose a card because of a boost effect. But now I do have Hawkeye, which is going to be pretty serious. So I think I'm going to play Hawkeye. No. Well, do I Wakanda Forever here? I don't think I need to yet. So I think I'm going to play the Power of Leadership, which is a resource card that gives me additional resources. Yeah, I hear you yelling at me. I hear it. I hear you, Balder. So the Power of Leadership is a resource card that's a wild that's worth twice as much wild for a leadership card. I'm also going to get rid of Maria Hill to generate the last resource that I need to get Hawkeye out. And Hawkeye is a minion, or an ally, I should say. He enters play with 4 arrow counters on him, so 4 times that his power can be used. And I'll bring him up on the screen in just 1 second. He is really, in a lot of ways, the most powerful card in the leadership set, because he has these tokens that after a minion enters play, he shoots them. So against Ultron, he just can kill the drones as they come into play. Alright, so I have 1 card in hand that I can't pay for, but we'll hang on to it, and it's a copy of Wakanda Forever. Black Panther stays down. I'm going to use Hawkeye for his normal attack to do 1 damage to this drone, which means that this drone, which was a set of the Black Panther claws, goes into my bin. He's going to re-ready. And then at the end of my turn, since I can't activate my Black Panther upgrades, since all of those things happen when you play Wakanda Forever, which I can't currently afford, everything readies. And we're going to move on to the threat phase. Okay, so now I'm still at a max hand size of 5, so that means I draw 4 fresh cards. I draw Shuri, another Wakanda Forever, lead from the front, and more Vibranium. Tony Stark may be rich, but he is not T'Challa rich. Ultron is going to threat up to 2, which is kind of bad news for me. And then he's going to attack. So he's going to attack me directly for 2 damage. I'm going to defend against that damage, but he still creates a drone. And when that drone comes into play, Hawkeye kills it. So that's exciting. So far, this is feeling okay-ish, but I think I may have gotten really lucky with my opening card pulls, but we'll see how it unfolds. And I still need to do my encounter card. Advanced Ultron drone. So now I have an Advanced Ultron drone. That's why that last turn was so easy. I forgot to do my encounter card. Oh yeah, so this would have been the boost for the encounter card. So I would have taken 2 damage on top of it. I'm just forgetting rules all over the place because I'm doing all these add-ons. Alright. So that would have been the boost card. And then here's my encounter card. Attach the villain, force to respond. After the villain takes damage, give it a tough status card. I can exhaust my hero and spend 2 fist resources to get rid of it. That's rough. Balder, please stop clawing me. You can't come up here. I love you. All right, that stinks. Okay. We need to manage some stuff. So oh, and he attacked me, so he would have taken 1 damage back. I keep forgetting that. I need like a don't run duck for my Black Panther damage. Alright. So the next card we're going to play here is we're going to play Wakanda Forever. Which activates all of our different upgrades. There's one that has each of the different symbols at the bottom. They're all printed the same rules, so I didn't put them all into the card pool. So we're going to play Wakanda Forever, which means I get to access everything. So I'm going to deal 1 damage to each. So I'm going to do 1 damage. Actually, this one I'll do 2 damage because he's going to get a tough token after I deal damage to him. So we're going to move 1 damage from the Black Panther. So I go up 1 hit points. He goes down 1 hit points to 12 because I'm moving the damage onto him. It's not actually dealing damage. So that one's the first one that we're going to do. I'm going to remove 2 threats, or 1 threat, from a scheme using the Tactical Genius. And then the last one that I'm going to use is the Energy Daggers, which do 2 damage to Ultron. Which puts him down to 10. Which then also gives him a tough token. And I forgot to take the tough tokens out of the box. So give me 1 second. I knew I forgot to do something. Oh, it's because I put him in a different place. Alright, so let me get a tough token out for our boy Ultron. Yeah, it's your terrible boy. Let me know if anything gets grainy or if things become unclear, okay? So that was 1 Wakanda Forever. And then I'm going to use Lead from the Front to play another copy of Wakanda Forever. This time, I'm going to do the damage first, which gets rid of his Tough, because Tough blocks the entirety of the next instance of damage. I'm going to remove 1 threat from the main scheme with Tactical Genius. And I'm going to use this one to move 2 damage off of the Black Panther, putting me back at full health. And putting Ultron at 8. So that's pretty good. I'm not feeling bad about it. Why is everything slightly tilted? Oh, the camera angle is slightly off. Okay, well, that's weird. But anyway, all right. So now That's a pretty good turn. And then lastly, I'm going to use this Vibranium, which is a big money card, to pay for Shuri, which is another ally. When Shuri enters play, search your deck for an upgrade and add it to your hand. Shuffle your deck. I don't even know if I have any upgrades left. But I just kind of want her out, so it's good enough. She'll cycle back through. All right. So this is exciting. I don't know. I'm enjoying this Black Panther leadership deck thus far, but I don't know to what degree it is because I've gotten some really good pulls. So then, in addition to that, I'm going to attack with Shuri, which does 1 damage to Ultron. And then that puts a tough token on him. Because I haven't been able to get rid of this, which means I can't defend this turn because I need to be able to exhaust. And then I'm also going to use Hawkeye then to get rid of that tough token. Then everything re-readies. I have a completely empty hand, which means that I draw up to 5 cards because I'm the Black Panther. Yeah, and just so people can see it, let me bring up Shuri. Shuri's really cool, and they did a really great job with her art, where she really looks like super cool. All right. So now, 1 threat goes on the main scheme. He is going to attack me. I'm just going to eat it. So I'm going to eat the 2 damage. There's no boost. So that means I go down from 11 to 9 again. And that means that I get a new Ultron drone into play against me. And Hawkeye is going to kill it. I think I may have accidentally gamed the system here. I think playing Black Panther leadership with his hit back. Oh, also I do hit back against the boss, which means Ultron's at 6 points. I think I'm playing the exact solo build that's best for dealing with Ultron. Now let's do my encounter card. Under attack, side scheme. When revealed, each player chooses to either put 2 threat here or deal 3 damage to themselves. So I'm guessing this being in play is going to modify the power of other cards later. Oh, right, it's an exclamation point, which means I can't deal with him. We will take the damage. So we're going to go down to 6 hit points, which is fine. Because we have to be able to get rid of that. Alright, and now we're on to the turn. So we have another Wakanda Forever. So what's our best play here? This is significantly eating into our damage, but it's not a must get rid of, I don't think. Threat is also at a 1. So I think ooh, these are some tough choices we're making here. I think we're going to get rid of a Vibranium and to make the call to put Mockingbird into play, and that's my last ally that I can have, because you can only have a maximum of 3 allies in play. until you get, there's an upgrade called the Triskelion, which allows you to have more. So when she comes into play, she stuns an enemy, which I would love to just put a little stun on Ultron. I think I'm going to thwart on this side scheme, reducing its threat to 1. And then I'm going to use Shuri to also thwart this side scheme. And then I'm going to use Get Ready to utilize Wakanda Forever. Which will allow me to do some more stuff. So I'll get rid of the threat with the Tactical Genius. I'm going to move 1 damage from me. So I'm going to go up by 1. Actually, I think... No. I think I'm going to go up by 2 because I'll do that one last. So Ultron will go down to 4. So that puts me at 8 and him at 4. And then I'm also going to just do 1 damage to him with the dagger, which puts him at 3. And gives him a tough token. Or no, it gets rid of his tough token. He still has 4 damage because he would have gotten... Oh no, this is move. Yep. So he's still at 3 and he has the tough token. A lot of triggers to keep track of with Black Panther. Make sure you're hitting up in the comments, people on YouTube. Let me know how I'm playing or whether or not I'm doing things tactically wrong or things like that. And then I'm going to use Mockingbird. I don't want to use Hawkeye because then Hawkeye goes away and he's way too good. So I'm going to use Mockingbird to attack Ultron for 1, which will get rid of his tough. So I am losing attacks here. Not dealing with his Vibranium armor upgrades. I have no cards in hand. So we're going to draw up to 5. Everything readies. Oh, I got vision in my hand. We can look at my beautiful android son. That hopefully will be coming into play soon. But yeah. So during the this is gone because I completely cleared it. The main scheme is going to get 1 on it. And then the stunned is removed by the attack that he would make, which means I don't get a new drone this turn, which is exciting. So we go right to the stage where I get a threat card, Swarm Attack. When revealed, each drone minion engaged with your hero attacks. If no attacks were made, then put the top. So this either makes all drones attack, or if there's no drones, it makes a drone. And then Hawkeye kills the drone immediately. So we have 1 more of those. Hawkeye's really good versus Ultron. Okay. So I think the math works out the same, but thank you, Jared. That's an important rules clarification. Okay, so now we're back on my turn. Oh, wow. So I could play Ancestral Knowledge here. And if I use Ancestral Knowledge, this is a really neat card. So I haven't read too much into this. I think I only got to play 1 of these the last time I played Black Panther. But it says, choose up to 3 different cards in your discard pile and shuffle them back into my deck. So while my deck is super thin, I could put the upgrades that I'm missing back into the deck. Or like if I use Shuri this turn or use Hawkeye, I could put him right back into the deck and try to shuffle him up, which is really neat. No Wakandas forever right now, but I do think what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack with Shuri. Actually, no. I'm going to attack with the Black Panther, doing 2 damage to Ultron, which puts him at 1, which gives him the tough token. And then Shuri is going to attack, ending her term of service, which removes the tough token. We are going to use Get Ready to play for Ancestral Knowledge, which is the card pictured above, to get 3 cards. So we're going to get Shuri. I don't know if I need... So I'm going to get Shuri, the Claws, and a copy of Wakanda Forever back into the bin. Or back into my stack. So we'll shuffle that up. Yeah, I don't have first aids in this. I have more threat management, but I can definitely see what you're saying. So we've done a little shuffle there. Mockingbird is going to take an incidental damage to thwart the 1 threat off of the main scheme. And I can't attack with Hawkeye because then he doesn't get to use that last token. So we're going to leave it as is. What else do I want to play? So unfortunately, I can't afford to do anything else. Let me see if there's something I can pull out of the trash with Make the Call. Okay, so I just want to keep my deck cycling. So we're going to use Make the Call, which is a 0 cost card, which conveniently has Maria Hill yelling on it. And then we're going to get rid of Vision in the Helicarrier to pay Maria Hill's cost out of the trash. So then she draws me a card. And now I have the Gauntlets so that they can't be turned into a minion and get lost again, which is really nice. So this is what I drew, which is really nice. So, and then she can immediately do shit. So we will just have her attack. Who do I want? Yeah, screw it. We're going to attack, which will give Ultron a tough token, but also reduce our boy here to 0 damage, which means we're going to move on to Ultron 2. Forced interrupt when Ultron attacks you, put the top deck. So this is the one where it puts... this one puts the drone into play before the attack, which then means it's in play and ready to attack you that same turn, if I'm understanding the nuances of the rules correctly. And he has 22 hit points per player. He's got a lot of health. All right. So now everything readies. I'm really liking this deck a lot. I didn't think that I would like the leadership as much as I am. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So up to a total of 5. I got inspired, which is nice for people that when my dudes come back around, and I also have another Wakanda Forever. So that's exciting. Yeah, I don't have any first aids in this deck. We can talk about deck changes after this game. But, so right now, we're on the villain phase. Ultron is going to scheme for 1 on this main scheme, which we've remarkably done a pretty good job of keeping in control. A drone's going to come into play as Ultron attacks. So that's going to be potentially 3 damage. I'm just going to throw Mockingbird in front of it. So Mockingbird dies because I want Maria Hill's thwart. And the drone's going to attack the Black Panther. So I'm going to lose a hit point. But then the drone is going to get killed by Black Panther's counterattack. Yeah, Wild Inferno, I need to take this armor back. I agree. Alright, so now we're back to my... Oh, no, I didn't do my encounter card. So let's do my encounter card. Android Efficiency. When revealed, each player puts the top card into play as a drone. So I get another drone. So many drones. Which is interesting because the Ultron mechanic also rips you through your deck faster. So 1, you don't get to actually use your cards. And 2, you get extra encounter cards more rapidly from tearing through your deck so fast. Interesting. Also, the threat is increased by 1. No, I could have just played Emergency. I'm too focused on talking and not enough focused on playing more optimally. Okay. Oh, right, and Hawkeye would have killed this drone. So now I can just attack with Hawkeye the final time because now he's served his term of service. So one of the things that's interesting with playing this single player is I have a really hard time ending on my alter ego side because he's guaranteed to move on to the next scheme if I do that. So I think first things first, we're going to attack with Hawkeye and remove this tough token off of Ultron. Bye, Hawkeye. We hardly knew ya. And now we're going to use a strength card to play out the Panther claws, which are still on the screen there. Then we're going to have a really wild turn. So first things first, let's attack with the Black Panther. And I'm going to do 2 damage to Ultron. Let me know if the bookkeeping or overlay isn't clear or if there's anything that needs to change. Because right now I'm still just working through all of this stuff and how I want all of it to work. We're going to keep Maria Hill because I want her thwart. And then we're going to use Inspired to play Wakanda Forever. So order is really going to matter here. So we're going to use the one here that does 1 damage first, the energy daggers, because then that clears the tough. We don't have any threat to remove, which kind of stinks. Oh no, I did need to attack with Maria Hill. So we're going to back this up. We're going to attack with Maria Hill for 1 to remove the tough. And then here, this one is going to come in. She's going to die. So this one's going to go through, bringing our bad boss down to 19. And then we'll remove 1 damage from myself. So I'm going to go up to 7. And that'll remove the new tough token that went on after the 1 damage. And then, that way we can do is the last thing, the 4 damage, which will bring him down to 15. There we go. That's how you time stuff. Okay, so that was a turn. So all my allies are gone, which makes me a sad person. Everything will ready, which in this case is just the Black Panther. I get 2 cards before I have to shuffle, which means I'm going to set aside a nice threat card for when the threat phase happens. So let's go ahead and shuffle up, and I need 3 more cards. This is nice. I like the Black Panther a lot. I didn't think that this leadership deck would suit my playstyle as well as it seems to. So that's exciting. He certainly suits himself well to having a lot of allies, I think, because then they can kind of screen for him while he's setting up these big power turns. Yeah, I agree, Wild Inferno. Yeah, typical Hawkeye. Yeah, I mean, I always really appreciated how in certain arcs, both in DC and in Marvel, you have like ordinary people like Hawkeye and Black Widow, who are like, by the way, the rest of you are like terrifying. I don't know if you knew that, because you know they're just like normal people to a degree. All right, so now we have a full hand size. Everything's ready. We have our bonus encounter card for when that comes up. We are in Black Panther mode, which means that Ultron is going to get 1 threat for the normal threat creep. And then we're going to get attacked. I have to decide if I want to defend beforehand. I think I will, because I don't think I'm going to need to be untapped, but who knows. Affairs of State goes into the bin, and I'm glad that we defended because it's 2 extra damage. So we're at 5. Ultron takes 1. He would have had a tough token from me dealing the 4, so he takes nothing, but the tough token's gone. And then now we do our normal threat card, but first we resolve this one that we got. Repair sequence revealed. 2 Oh, right. Right. So the drone would have attacked and immediately died. I'm sorry, I'm doing bad at all this bookkeeping. But the drone would have attacked us and immediately died. So we're at 4 health, because when he attacks, a minion pops out. So this repair sequence, if no damage was healed in this way, this card gains Surge. So he would have healed, but he doesn't because there's no drones in play. Surge again. Advanced Ultron drone comes into play, and then here's my other one. Deal 1 damage to each friendly character. So I'm at 3 health now, ladies and gentlemen. Not ideal. So one thing that it sure seems like Ultron doesn't, or Black Panther doesn't do well is burst damage. Oh, it would have given him +1 attack. So I'm at 2 health. Goodness. Not ideal. Okay. We may lose here. So until the end of the attack, for each drone minion. Woo! Okay. So I think first things first, we're gonna get out Nick Fury for 4 resources. Good old Nick Fury. So Nick Fury is like an immediate use ally. So when he comes into play, you can either remove 2 threat from a scheme, draw 3 cards, or deal 4 damage. So I'm going to deal 4 damage to the advanced Ultron drone because then otherwise I can't attack Ultron. The advanced Ultron drone has a thing where the second it dies, it creates a new bullshit drone. And then Nick Fury can only last 1 turn, so there's no reason to not go like buck wild with him. So we're going to attack for 2 onto Ultron, which then takes Ultron down to 13. I have a Wakanda Forever in my hand, but I can't play it. So we may die this turn, or I may just have to actually like let the scheme advance. I can't recover anyway. Yeah, I think we got to just let it happen. So I'm going to flip over to the T'Challa side, and we're going to see what happens. So everything readies. I draw up to a hand size of 6, which means I draw 5 additional cards. All right. So now he schemes, or he's going to get 1. And then he schemes for a total of 3 plus whatever's on this card, so 5. Does threat carry over to the next agenda? I don't think it does, but somebody let me know. Because that would be 4 additional threat. So let me know if the threat carries over. Oh yeah, he also did get attacked, so he is tough. But yeah, I don't think it does. So this is a fresh scheme. Force response. After placing threat here during the villain phase, step 1 of the villain phase, each player... Okay, so I either create more... So I can either, at the start of the villain phase, where I put the little drips of threat on here, I either have to put 2 additional threat here, or I have to make a drone. Wow, that stinks. Alrighty. And then now we get our actual encounter card, which is that the villain schemes. Not ideal. Currently at a scheme value of 3. Plus this is a scheme value of 5. So we got halfway through the next agenda in a single turn. That's exciting. Nick Fury goes away because, you know, he can't hang. He doesn't like to hang around. And now we're on to the next turn. I really got to put this guy down or I'm going to bite it. Okay, so let's think about this. I have 2 Wakanda Forevers in hand. I definitely need to do a recovery and then flip. Or do I just... do I just risk it? I don't think I can risk it. I think I have to recover here. So I think I'm going to recover, which gives me 4 health back, so I go up to 6. Oh, I went one too far. So I think I need to stun him, and I can stun him if I bring out Mockingbird. So I think we're going to play these cards to put out Mockingbird so I can put a stun token on Ultron. And then I'm going to attack with Mockingbird to get rid of his tough token. I'm going to flip over to the Black Panther side. And then I'm going to use one Wakanda Forever to play the other Wakanda Forever. So we're going to do the two. We're going to move the damage from me to Ultron. So I go up by 1. And he goes down by 1. And that'll put a new tough token on him. And then we're going to deal 1 damage to the villain and each enemy engaged with that player. So that'll kill this drone. And that'll also remove the tough token. We're cycling these tough tokens like a boss. And then we're going to do 2 damage with the Panther Claws. And he gets a new tough token, so he's down to 10. And then the last one we're going to use is the Tactical Genius, which removes 2 threats from the main scheme. So that's my turn. Everybody readies. And I draw up to 5 cards. So here's a question. If he's stunned, does he still generate a drone since the attack doesn't fire? I believe it wouldn't because he goes to attack and then the attack is canceled and removes the stun instead. But I could be wrong. But I don't think he does a drone here. Let's think about our turn while I'm... So I have an Avengers Mansion. I have Avengers Mansion and Helicarrier in this deck, but man, is it ever tough to afford those. I have another Wakanda Forever. I have a Make the Call, which can pull somebody out of the trash. Let's see if we have anybody interesting in here. We only have Maria Hill, who's okay, but not great. If an attack is canceled, let's see what the exact wording is. When Ultron attacks you, the next time this character would attack, discard this card instead. So he doesn't attack. He discards the stun attack, which means no drone is made, which is actually quite good. But I do still get my encounter card. Concussive Blast. When revealed, deal 1 damage to each friendly character. So Mockingbird gets 1. And the Black Panther gets 1. So I go back down to 6. These aren't terrible turns we're having. Okay. So I think here we're definitely going to Wakanda Forever. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to... We're going to thwart with Mockingbird. Ooh. Well, actually, let's math it out and see if I can actually kill him. Because if I can kill him... So, if I do 2, he would... Oh, no, I still gotta... So, if I do 1 here, that gets rid of the tough. And then 2 more brings him down to 8. And then puts a new tough. Then I will Wakanda Forever. Use this one to get rid of the tough. Do 1 more damage. That brings him down to 7. And then that would put a new tough token on him. So I can't quite get there this turn. It doesn't look like. So let's do a more normal turn. Let's thwart for 2, because I have no idea what kind of wild garbage is going to happen. Actually, you know, this can stay at 3. I am going to still attack with Mockingbird, killing Mockingbird. That gets rid of the tough token. And then I'm going to attack with the Black Panther, which does 2 damage. Morning, Miles. How's it going? Oh, yeah. Do you mind? I don't have the stuff with me, but do you want me to make an announcement? I would be happy to. And then... I guess I could bring Maria Hill out with make the... Ooh, but then I can't Wakanda Forever. These are the decisions that define us. But I think I can hold the Wakanda Forever for another turn. It's better for me to play it safe. So we're gonna make the call, which lets me pay to bring somebody out of the trash, and then we're gonna get rid of Avengers Mansion and 2 lead from the fronts to pull Mockingbird out of the bin. And when she comes into play, she stuns somebody. So I'm gonna stun Ultron. That's really good. That's so good. And then we'll thwart for 1 to be safe, making the threat down to 2. So starting very shortly here, I am going to be, my Marvel Champions content is going to be formally sponsored by friend of the show, Miles, who's in the chat here, Miles Arbeck, who runs the shop Arbits, which makes some really incredible, arbits.com, which makes some really incredible fan-made tokens for most of the Fantasy Flight card games, including Keyforge, Netrunner, Arkham Horror, and also this game. So my Marvel content will be sponsored by Arbits, and I'll have a set of those tokens to show off on stream. And then also, people who follow and watch the stream, at the end of the episodes, there'll be coupon codes for discounts on Miles' store. So that's exciting. So we got the stun on there. I thwarted for 1. Let's get the threat back down. I'm really getting a lot of mileage out of this Stream Deck on this one. So now, we're at the end of the turn. I have 1 card in hand. Everything readies. I get 4 new cards in order to get back up to 5 cards, which is my total. He gets 1 threat on the main scheme. So the threat goes back up by 1. He goes to attack me, but he doesn't because he's stunned, because Mockingbird is great. And then I'm going to go straight to my threat card, Android Efficiency. Each player puts the top card of their deck into play as a drone minion. So I get a new drone, which is fine. It's fine. All right. So now it's back to me. And I think I think we can win here. Yeah, I think we got it. Especially if I get rid of this upgrade. Alright, so first things first. Let's play a strength to get rid of this finally, which requires that I tap the Black Panther. Fine. Okay. Now, we're going to attack with Mockingbird, and Mockingbird is going to do 1 damage to the boss and take an incidental damage, which puts Ultron at 7. And then we're going to use Get Ready to play Wakanda Forever. And Wakanda Forever is going to let me do some wild stuff. So first things first, it's going to let me kill this drone. I'm going to deal 1 damage to Ultron. And then I'm going to remove 1 threat from the main scheme. And then I'm going to oh my gosh, am I going to be 1 short? I'm going to move 1 damage off of me and onto him. And then I'm going to deal 4 damage with the claws. So he's at 1 hit point, and that means when he attacks me, he is going to die. And it's a good thing we're wrapping up because it looks like the lawnmower people are here to mow my lawn. Alright. So, beginning of the threat phase, Ultron gets 1, and then I get attacked. Oh, everything readies also. And I draw up to 5 cards. I'll defend it just to be safe, because he's also going to create a drone, which makes his base attack 3. And it's 4, so I survive it, and I do 1 damage back to him, and that is the end of the game. And I managed to beat Black Panther against Ultron on the base setup with the base difficulty. Very good. But yeah, so I'm really enjoying this game, as all of you can probably tell. Put your questions and things in the comments below. Check out Miles' store. More on that once I have everything set up. I'll have all the links and a button that you can push on the little icon in the bottom of the screen or in the top of the screen that you can click on to go to his store. And yeah, I'm still trying to find the playstyle that I think really synergizes with me right now. I'm very strongly in the wheelhouse of enjoying Iron Man in more of a like late game lock roll, and I really like this Black Panther leadership deck. It felt really good. But yeah, thank you everybody for watching, and I will catch you all next time.